Welcome back. You're watching Markets at Noon on ET Now. Well, the markets are close to the lowest point of the trading session. A gash down of almost 100 points is visible on the Nifty now. So close to the lowest point of the trading session. And the Sensex also has seen a cut of almost 360 points. It's TCS which is really putting the pressure on the markets. And that's taken the entire IT pack lower with it. So Nifty IT, for instance, is down about 3%. And if you pull up what's happening with TCS, you'll see that the brokerage commentary has been rather negative. We have seen cuts anywhere between 0 to 4% when it comes to EPS for FY23, and as a result of that, the picture has changed. Pre-earnings, while 50% of the brokerage community had a buy call on the counter, that has slipped to 44%. And even if you see the return potential, there was a return potential of around 16% pre-earnings. That has come down to around 10%. Maybe we can move the plate to the next one. That will show you what is the return expectation. It was earlier 16%. Now it's come down to 10%. So that's the kind of impact we have seen post-earnings. And this earnings is actually having an impact across all IT counters. For instance, Mindtree is down in trade. Coforge is ebbing lower. And also HCL Tech, which reports numbers tomorrow, is coming under pressure. So that stock is also down in trade. And Mastech and Persistent Systems are the other stock on our radar. All of these counters are trading in the red territory, down anywhere between 3 to 5%. What is actually in the green today is some of the industrial names. We have seen a bit of up move happening for industrial names, the likes of ABB, Siemens, etc. They're sitting at fresh record high levels today. There was a note this morning as well from HSBC talking positively about the industrial segment. However, they have a hold rating on these counters given the fact that we have already seen quite a run up on some of this counter. Separately, we're watching out for what's happening in the entire telecom space. We have Airtel, Vodafone and Indus Tower on account of that. Adani is foraying into the 5G space, and that is not auguring good news coming in for Bharti Airtel. So that stock is trading lower. There is this market expectation as to what happens to Vodafone, whether that will be taken over by another competitor or not. That's the reason that stock is active in trade. And Indus Towers, on account of increased demand coming in for this company, is likely to see a positive reaction, up around 2% on that counter. We're also watching out for NTPC, wherein reports suggest that the company is looking at unlocking value when it comes to the renewable arm. They are likely to raise around 5,000 crore rupees by selling stake in the renewable business. JSW Energy is the other stock on my radar. Similar renewable theme playing out there as well, but the news is that they're looking at acquiring one of the companies, and that's the reason that stock is in focus. Adani Green is in focus as well. That stock has actually jumped 10% as we speak. So this entire renewable basket, whether the likes of Adani Green or NTPC or JSW Energy, are all trading higher. KSB Pumps is the other stock on my radar. I'm watching out for that because the company bagged an order worth around 600 crore rupees. It started off well in the green, but has tapered from there. M&M, the stock we have been talking about all through the last week, this week as well. Finally, that impact of that big EV deal is reflecting into the brokerage commentary and numbers as well. So an uptick of around 2.5% on that. And a whole host of other counters from the broader markets are also reacting positively. Adani Gas, for instance, has perked up by around 9 to 10%. We have GMM Pfaudler, which is up 6%. Granules India has had a good day, up around 6% on that one. And names like Gujarat Fluoro are the other counters on my radar. On the losing side, however, there are not many names apart from IT, to be honest. It's only telecom as well as some of the IT names which are coming under pressure. So that remains the story of the day. IT as well as telecom, the two key focus sectors for the day.
Thanks so much for that, Anisha. Let's